Global debt isn't just an abstract number you see in the news. Today, the world owes more than $300 trillion. That's about 350% of everything we produce in a year. But what does that really mean? It means that governments, corporations, and households are all leaning on a structure that keeps expanding, one that depends on ever-growing borrowing just to stay functional. Now, think with me. What happens when this machine starts to fail? In many parts of the world, the consequences are already visible. Countries like Sri Lanka, Argentina, and Lebanon have faced financial collapses that led to devastating inflation, food shortages, and social unrest. But here's the big question: how does this affect your daily life? The truth is, global debt impacts every economic aspect that touches you, from your energy bills and taxes to the security of your job. Let's bring this closer to home. Do you feel like your bills are more expensive? That your money doesn't go as far as it used to? That's because governments and corporations are shifting the burden of managing their debts onto you. Look at inflation. When countries pile up massive debts, many resort to uncontrolled money printing. The result? Everything becomes more expensive, from food to housing. Then there's interest rates. When rates go up to curb inflation, who feels it first? You do, whether it's through a mortgage, a car loan, or your credit card balance. To make matters worse, when debt levels become unsustainable, recession is almost inevitable. That means fewer jobs, failing businesses, and an uncertain future. Now stop and think. The price you pay today is the result of decisions you never made. Those who govern and manage national banks are playing a macroeconomic game where you are one of the most important, yet most vulnerable, pieces. My goal in this video is to open your eyes to how this structure works and, more importantly, to help you understand how to protect yourself. To understand how we got here, we need to look back. The explosion of global debt began in the 20th century, during the World Wars, when nations had to borrow heavily to survive. Then came the end of the gold standard in 1971, a system created to discipline debt growth. When President Nixon abandoned it, he handed the world a blank check. Without gold as a limit, governments began spending uncontrollably, funding deficits and creating economic holes that became nearly impossible to fill. This transformation shaped the world we live in today. Take 2008, for example, the biggest financial crisis of the modern era. The U.S. housing bubble burst because governments, banks, and individuals relied too heavily on credit. When the system collapsed, what happened? Governments didn't cut back on debt, they created even more to bail out banks, corporations, and entire economies. But that came with a price, one that you're still paying today. Looking ahead, many experts believe we're heading toward a breaking point. Over-indebted governments, like the United States, spend billions more than they collect each year. Nations like Japan, Italy, and Greece have public debt so large that few believe they'll ever be fully repaid. And the impact doesn't stop there. Emerging economies like Brazil also feel the effects. When advanced economies print trillions and raise interest rates, the cost is passed down to the rest of the world. The big dilemma is that our current economic system depends on debt to grow. Without new borrowing, there's no employment, production, or consumption. But the limits have been pushed beyond what's sustainable. Global crises, whether recessions, hyperinflation, or wars, could all trigger the next major collapse. But here's the key point. Understanding how this system works gives you the tools to navigate it. You may not be able to change government or global financial decisions, but you can position yourself to protect your assets and your family. Preparing yourself is no longer optional, it's essential. If you've made it this far, you've already taken the first step toward understanding something that few people are willing to explain. Now let me ask you, how many people around you know this? Share this video with someone you care about. someone who needs to open their eyes to how global debt is shaping the future. Also, hit the like button. It helps this content reach more people. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, where we demystify economics and help you make better financial decisions. If history has taught us anything, it's that debt never truly disappears. It just changes shape or gets passed on to someone else. And most of the time, that someone is us, ordinary citizens carrying an invisible burden. But now you know how it works, and you can start preparing. Stay alert, stay informed, and never stop questioning. The future of the economy is also about your future. See you in the next video.